The three men convicted of murder in Ahmaud Arbery's fatal shooting have now also been found guilty of federal hate crimes in his killing. A jury delivered its verdict today in Georgia. Members found that father and son, Greg and Travis McMichael, and their friend William Roddy Bryan violated Arbery's civil rights in the fatal chase that ended with his death and targeted him specifically because he was black. During the trial, prosecutors showed roughly 24 text messages and social media posts in which Travis McMichael and Bryan used racist slurs and made derogatory comments about black people. The McMichaels and Bryant had pleaded not guilty to the charges in this case. Now here to talk more about this decision is local lawyer Michelle Trigger, who's been watching the courtroom developments very closely. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
At the state level, these men claimed self-defense in the middle of a supposed citizen's arrest of Ahmaud Arbery. They pleaded not guilty to the federal hate crimes charges against them. Was that based on the same notion of self-defense?
It was not. The distinguishment between the defense in the state level and the federal level was that the federal level, they were trying to prove these men were motivated by race. And so their defense in that situation was that even if they were guilty of the crime, which they could not deny at that point because of the state finding, that they did not do it as a result of a racial motivation. So they were saying they would have done it to this man, whether he was black, white, or other.
This trio was accused of interference with rights and attempted kidnapping for the coronary of Arbery. The McMichaels, the father and son pair, are also charged with one count of using, carrying, and brandishing a gun in relation to a crime of violence. Travis also charged at the state level with firing. When it comes to the punishment for this, death penalty now?
No, they do face a life sentence. They're not going to face the death penalty on this level. As we know from the state level, they could have faced but did not face death penalty on that. But we do expect there to be a pretty strong sentence. Even without the federal hate crime, they were facing approximately 27 years. With the hate crime, a life sentence is quite frankly quite expected.
Alrighty, aside from the fact that there was never any evidence of Arbery burglarizing anything in any neighborhood, as this group claimed, how big a role do you think the racist text messages and social media posts played in the jury's decision here?
In my opinion, that is what won this case. Unfortunately, the video, while graphic and ultimately what did convict these men, it did not have anything that just by itself could have demonstrated a racial motivation. We didn't hear the men audibly say anything racist. So it really was left up to demonstrating who these men were on every other day before this crime occurred. So we saw social media posts, we saw text messages, we saw neighbors and acquaintances come in and testify that these men were racist every other day. And that was indicative by how they talked frequently and what they wrote. Without this evidence, I don't believe that people would have been able to demonstrate the racial motivation that the rest of us saw immediately.
Now, is there any way for them to appeal today's decision?
Yes, they can always appeal. I have no doubt they will. In this particular situation, they have 14 days to appeal, so it's a rather short appellate period. But I do anticipate that given the exposure they are looking at and having nothing to lose, they're going to make this appeal.
All righty, so definitely something that we'll be looking at in the next 14 days that you say we will know if this is a case, despite 2 guilty verdicts, that will keep going on. Thank you so much for coming in to share your insight about this morning.
Yes, of course.